Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and for today's video we're going to take a look at the Intertwined will that's coming up for Global, which is going to be for Krile. So Krile will be getting C90, and she's also getting a Force weapon. Orin will also be getting level 90 as well, and we will also be going over the boss for Krile's Intertwined will and for the Shinryu. So let's get started. Alright, so Krile's Force weapon is called the Judgment Staff, and this grants the skill Retribution on 3. Her Force partner is going to be Realm because they're both granddaughters, so Krile has Galuf and Realm has Strago. So what this does is it raises the party brave based on initial brave, and then Krile will deal a 6-hit AoE Thunder Brave HP attack that is dealt 3 times. It has a 150% brave potency per hit, and it deals split damage, and it starts at 125%. So then for the Force time itself, so party gets a 10% Brave regen based on HP damage dealt with Divine Punishment, and a Brave regen will trigger every turn. So for the bonuses itself, it's going to be 10% at the start, 2% when a party member uses a Thunder attack. This also includes off-turn attacks. And at 3 out of 3, this will be upgraded to +3. And it also adds a 10% when Krile recovers Brave to the party, except for herself, which I know sounds really weird, but yeah, that's what it is. Alright, so for Krile's Intertwined will, the Shinryu boss is going to be the really ugly Twintanias again. I swear these things are just disgusting to look at. They're ugly. There's nothing else to say about that. So you're going to be fighting 2 of these, and just looking at their Force gauge right over here. So nothing really like changes until it gets to like 3 out of 5. So they give themselves a party post-turn Brave regen based on 110% of initial Brave. At 4 out of 5%, it's still going to be the same, but they also add a Brave damage resist when they are hit with elements besides Thunder. And then at 5 out of 5, that Brave damage resist is going to go up even higher. So not a whole lot. There's not any sort of like weird HP sap gimmicks like we had with the floating eyes in Chapter 8, Part 1. But I would still recommend having like a Thunder enchant in here or in your for the Shinryu. So, I mean, if you're not using Krile, you could probably just use Garnet for this. So then for their Force attack itself, it is called Giga Flare ++. This lets them recover from Break, and then they will deal an AoE Brave HP attack that raises Brave, and it is a guaranteed hit, so if you're using someone with Evasion, then they're still going to get hit. You can cancel this out, though, with Krile's Force. But if you are using a different Force, like say Kane, then the Force gauge is just going to be frozen, and then when the Force time's over, their gauge is slowly going to go back up again. So it doesn't cancel out completely like if you were to use Krile. So that pretty much, oh yeah, and then for the Force time itself, so their own Brave is not going to go down below 20% of max Brave. It's just going to stay there. So when that happens, like if you do let them get into Force time, make sure you have some kind of like damage mitigation like Warrior of Light or Raijin, just to kind of keep you safe, or like Cater's Call. So with that being said, I'm going to head over to JP. I'm not really going to showcase Krile's Force because I don't have it, but I will just show off like the fight itself. So I will be right back. Alright, so we're back in JP now. So this is the little team that I'm using for the Intertwined will. So the bosses are going to have a lot of like different Brave HP attacks and a lot of group attacks as well, but if you've got damage mitigation like Raijin, Warrior of Light, or Keter, then you don't have to worry about it. And I mean, like, the attacks themselves aren't really that bad or like dangerous because they're like just split attacks, but still try and make sure to like have some damage mitigation on you. Another thing about Krile is that with her level 90 and with Force enhancements, she can also double as a Force charger, so you can just spam her S1 and you can just charge up the Force gauge, kind of like what you could do with Penelo or now with Ignis. Another thing about Orin, I want you to take a look at this. He gets 5 uses of Tornado, which is not necessary, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. I did use Orin a lot to get through Shinryu until Gladio got his C90, but he's a really great cover tank, and I would recommend building him up if you don't have Gladio built or Galuf. So yeah, he's going to be a big help. Alright, so because I have the Raigen's debuff on them, yep, no one took damage. They somehow missed Raijin. So what you could do with Krile is that you use like her S1, you can just spam that the whole time, and then like spam Ray of Hope Plus, and just charge up to 4th stage. It's very little for me because I didn't give Krile 4th enhancements. I don't use her that much, so that's why. But with that being said, that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you will be pulling for Krile or for Auron or for Kane's Burst. And I will see you next time.